Career Center presents Alumni Talk Season 3, where we showcase the power of resilience, innovation, and transformation.
Good evening, Trailblazers, and welcome to another exciting episode of Alumni Talk Season 3. I'm your host, Miss Yuni Marie Bonani, and tonight we have with us a remarkable alumna who has made significant contributions in driving innovation in the public sector. Please join me in welcoming Miss RC Tsini Solis-Mabulay. Hello, Miss RC. Welcome to Alumni Talks. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thank you for inviting me to this prestigious talk.
And would you like to greet our live viewers tonight?
Yes. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me tonight. I hope I could bring information and share my experiences to everyone.
Okay. And to start our conversation, Miss RC, could you please introduce yourself and provide us with a brief overview of your professional background in the public sector?
So first of all, I'm a graduate of the secondary laboratory high school here. It was then Mindanao Polytechnic State College last 2009, and then I graduated Bachelor in Public Administration, formerly Mindanao University of Science and Technology in 2014. By 2019, I finished my master's degree in Public Service Management at Capital University. Since then, after graduating, I've been employed at the City Government of Cagayan de Oro under the City Social Welfare and Development Department as under the administrative department, administrative division. So I've been the research and planning assistant, job order that year, 2014, and now I am currently the supervising administrative officer, the division chief of the administrative division of CSW.
That's quite impressive background, Ma'am Tsini. Now, so you have worked in the City Social Welfare and Development Department after you graduated from college.
Yes.
Okay. And it's inspiring that you rose from the ranks. And what motivated you to pursue a career in the public sector?
First of all, I was not really into the public sector because when I graduated as a class valedictorian in high school, I was pressured to think that I should be in the profession of science, mathematics, engineering, or even medicine. But I did not last long because it was not my passion. So I decided that since I am a quiet and shy person in class, and I'm really an organizer, and sometimes when necessary, I do public speaking. So I decided to enroll in Bachelor in Public Administration. At first, my bias was it was all about politics, but in the end, it proved me wrong. It was more about governance and managing government affairs.
And so as our topic focuses on driving innovation in the public sector, how do you define innovation within this context?
As a student leader in college and in high school, I was taught that being a great leader should be a good follower. So for me, innovation in the context of public sector means giving a new perspective and outlook, especially in government affairs wherein red tape, corruption is prevalent. So being a new and fresh graduate, and in my new work, I wanted to bring a new perspective when it comes to my workplace.
Thank you for that insightful definition, Ms. RC. Now, could you share an example of an innovative project or initiative that you have been involved in, which aim to improve public services?
Since my start at the City Social Welfare and Development Department, I was first assigned to be a member of the technical working group in the search for child-friendly local governance audit and the seal of good local governance, both searches or seals are conducted by the national government as a performance evaluation to local government units when they would like to look at the standards performed by the local government, particularly under the social welfare sector. If it's up to the standards, that would also mean that if ang amo bang mga serbisyo is makatabang ba siya sa katawhan sa Cagayan de Oro, is that the standard set by the national government is gina-comply ba namo siya.
Was it successful?
Yes, as even though I was a freshman, first year graduate
Yes.
From college, and my first try as a member of the technical working group, we were able, I don't want to get the credit on my own, but we were able to be the regional winner, at the same time a runner-up in the national or nationwide level against all other local government units for our first entry into the competition.
That sounds like a transformative project, Ms. RC. Now, what were the key drivers behind the innovation in this project?
So government audit and performance evaluation is a tool in introducing an assessment on the performance of organizations so that we could know if a particular project, program, or activity is effective. So the key drivers in innovation when it comes to a seal or a audit is that it would like to solve a problem, so it's a problem-solving innovation, and that it is a tool for us local government and public servants to know whether our services and programs are effective in delivering to the public.
How do you, what approach did you use in times na pag namoy nakuan nga dili siya effective?
So when we find out that there is something ineffective, we first assess the situation if it's the program itself needs to be continued or needs to be dissolved. So if there is a chance for it to be transformed or
Maybe
to coach or to approach in another way, then we would try that another strategy. But if we see that the program or service is ineffective and there's no other way for it to be solved, then it is a point for us to dissolve the project.
Okay. Now, it's great to hear about the positive impact your innovation projects have had. Now, can you share specific examples of how these projects have improved the lives of citizens or enhanced the efficiency of public services delivery?
So, as I said, performance audit and evaluation is a tool for us so that we could know if the program or service is effective. And because we are complying with the standards given to us by the national government, this would also mean that our services, deliverables to the community would also be effective. So for me, once we have that check mark, once the checklist is given to us and we are able to comply with the standard set, then it is a tool or measurement basihan gid siya na we're on the right track.
Okay. All right. Now, innovation often comes with its own set of challenges. What were some of the challenges you faced when driving innovation in the public sector, and how did you overcome them?
For me, I take challenges as a way to improve myself and always set my feet on the ground. So when a newcomer, a very young newcomer, comes into the government, I had to know about office culture, traditions, protocols, and of course, there is that generational gap. So it was not easy for me to communicate with those senior or way ahead of me and I'm given that authority to give them instructions.
Okay.
So it was a challenge for me to work and save time, but it did not stop me to finish what is given to me as a task. But then I realized, because it's not good, no, for my health, for it adds to my stress that I'm the only one working on the project. So I decided that I should be the one to open up to them,
Yes.
show them that I am a professional that has empathy and respect for others, so that I could have a harmonious working environment.
Yes, that's very admirable, Ma'am RC, no? Now, what opportunities do you see for innovation in the public sector, and how can it lead to improve public services?
When it comes to opportunities, I think it's important that as a public servant, the government should be professionalized. That it does not mean that we are government, that we are always correct. That we should be open for collaboration and partnership from different stakeholders in the community.
Yes, that's correct. Now, have you encountered any resistance or skepticism towards innovation in the public sector?
Yes, it's natural for people to feel skeptical, especially that there are so many unfulfilled promises from the government. And that is why sometimes we, younger generation who introduces innovation, are downtrodden, that there is no support. But as long as we have proven that small steps and victories are worth celebrating for, even though it's not that big impact, but the small stepping stones that we have achieved and succeeded, or that we've acquired or attained our goals, then people who were skeptical at first later on accepted that indeed our innovative ideas made a positive effect on the programs.
Okay. Were you sometimes threatened by, let's say, naibagong hire and suggested innovation ideas or something? Were you, niabot ba ka na nga point?
Never in any point of my life felt threatened for newcomers, because what my mentors trained me, that there is really no monopoly of knowledge,
Yes.
and that no one is indispensable. In fact, my office can operate on its own even if I'm not there.
Wow.
Because I believe that no one is indispensable. Your role can be filled by someone much better than you. And I also believe that I'm not that high up, that no one can replace me. I believe that there really is someone out there who will be much better than me, and I will be very happy to accept that, because even my mentors, that is their personality and attitude towards work, because we believe that it's not for personal gain or personal self-interest, but it's for the community, for the citizens of Cagayan de Oro.
You're a great leader, ma'am. Dili jud ka boss.
Thank
So,
you.
collaboration and partnership, you say, are essential in driving innovation, right? Now, how important is collaboration and partnership with different stakeholders in the public sector, and provide an example of a successful collaboration that you have, that you have been a part of, which contributed to the transformation of the public services?
So in public administration, we believe in a concept of a whole of government approach. This is a concept wherein the public, the private, the businesses, and even the civil society organization work together to have a common solution to a particular problem. So we are open for different types of people who come in to the office so that they could contribute ideas in solving that problem. And one concrete example for that is, I don't know if you've heard of the urban container household gardening. It's the brainchild of my previous mentor, that he introduced that even if we are located in an urban setting or population area where there is no more soil, only cement, and even small spaces sa atong mga balay.
Sa mga kanang subdivision.
Yes.
Oo,
or
example.
even here in squatters area.
Okay.
He believes that in faith or food is always at the home. So he believes that in faith that even if there is no soil, you can still have food, because it's important that right now, especially that we're a growing population, and there is really a gap between the poor sector, the middle class, and even the rich. And the poor sector right now are really having a hard time acquiring food.
Yes.
So what we did, we identified the 4Ps or the Pantawid Pamilyang Filipino program members into this program called the Urban Container Household Gardening, wherein collaborative efforts from civil society organizations, other department or offices from the city government trained and taught the 4Ps members how to plant vegetables in recycled containers and let it grow at their other houses. So what we did after the training, it was a 9 steps series of training every week. At that time, it was around 2014 when the program was conceptualized. We did not believe that that it would be such a success, because right now the UCHG or the Urban Container Household Gardening has been recognized internationally and has achieved awards, and we almost submitted it in the Galing Pook competition for best practices of the local government unit. So at first, way back in 2014, where we only had around 5 members, 2 civil society organizations, the Environment Office or CLENRO, the Agriculture Office, the CSWD, the City Health. We were the pioneering offices that believed that this project would be a success and that this project would change the life of 4Ps members. So after that, we decided to incentivize the program by making it into a competition. And right now, we are around 1,500 to 2,000 beneficiaries. It's been expanded not only to 4Ps beneficiaries, but also to relocation areas.
I think I saw somewhere in Ipunan, they were able to grow mushrooms out of container lang, no?
Yes.
National awards.
Yes.
So amazing, so great. Now, was the project sustainable up until now, Ma'am RC?
Yes, I believe that it's really sustainable. In fact, CSWD no longer handles it, but it has been transferred to the city agriculture's office so that they could continue in the technical assistance to the beneficiaries. Right now, CSWD does is support it financially because we allocated a certain portion of the budget to it, but due to that program, in fact, we were able to hire 2 parent leaders, 4Ps parent leaders, stay at home working moms, and are now able to be employed at the CSWD, providing technical assistance to their fellow beneficiaries.
Wow, that's so great. It's an excellent example. Now, what strategies or approaches do you employ to engage and involve stakeholders in the innovation process?
So the strategies that we've employed are letting them sit at the committees, which are policy-making committees. So it's important that civil society organizations or non-government organizations, NGOs, are involved in the decision-making of the city government through what we call the City Development Council. By being an accredited organization of the city government, privileges involved by them able to sit at committees that decide on how our programs and projects will be implemented.
Okay.
So we believe that their contribution, their engagement and participation in in the idea at the start of a project is important, because even though we are the implementers, CSWD, we are the implementers, but we need the input from outside our four corners of our office, so that there is a check and balance.
Okay. All right. Now, ensuring the sustainability and scalability of innovation solution is crucial. How do you ensure the sustainability and scalability of your innovation solution in the public sector?
In terms of ensuring sustainability and scalability, I believe that documentation, knowledge management, and database is important, because in order to share what was practiced before or what was implemented before, it's important that there is really a written document on how or the processes involved step by step, so that even if we are no longer there, the next generation can have that manual, that can have that document to follow.
Yes.
So that this manual cannot just only be within the office, but it should also be shared. So in fact, the CTSWD is affiliated with various networks and forum that we share this document to other local government units, so that they could also adapt it and bring in their innovations.
Kailangan ko, dili mo hangulan.
Yes. In fact, our mentor, inalagid na yung attitude yun to share yun. Because no one has the monopoly of knowledge.
Okay. That was a good practice. That is, up until now, it's a good practice, no? And creating a culture of innovation within organizations is key. Now, how can organizations within the public sector foster a culture of innovation and encourage their employees to contribute innovation ideas?
Actually, I had a hard time answering that question, because I don't want it to focus on that there should be incentives or kind of awards so that one could be motivated to bring innovation, because sometimes man good hunahunaon sa empleyado na magpapapil siya, because he wants that honor. But currently, right now, especially in CSWD, we have this culture in our office that no one is a credit grabber. So
I like that.
We share the achievements of what we've done. So in fostering that type of innovative ideas, it's rather a democratic and participative approach, so that everyone can have a chance to contribute. And then, of course, when it is successful, we celebrate that achievement or success.
Celebrate small success. Okay, what skills and competencies do you believe are essential for public sector professionals who want to drive innovation and improve public services?
So for me, I believe that decision-making skills such as problem-solving and critical thinking are vital. But in my experience, I think it's important to have conflict management skills, because sometimes it's normal in the government sector or the public sector that there are competitions. Yes, but in order to lessen the friction between employees, it's important to have conflict management skills.
Yes.
Like as a manager, you need to know how to mediate miscommunication and sometimes personal problems of an employee tends to be madala niya sa workplace ba, and so as a manager you must have that empathy for that employee, and then you need to hone that problem solving skills, not just professionally in the office, but also of your employee. Because here in CSWD, as a social welfare institution, we believe that our employees are our driving force that sila ginang push sa among opisina to achieve or have that kind of success.
Amazing. Okay. Now that's a valuable advice, by the way. And now, what advice would you give to aspiring public sector leaders who want to drive innovation and transform public services?
For me, my advice would be that continue to persevere. There are times that you fall down because very hurtful, straight to the point criticisms and corrections are given to you. But you must take that up as a challenge to stand up again, and persevere. Don't take things personally. Always detach yourself from taking things personally. Because
Negativity.
Yes, yan, yung mga negativity, kanang ilayo nato na siya. So it should not be fostered in the workplace, and that sometimes ako yung approach pag-interpret ana nga person because different man gyud atong attitude, no? So akong hunahon that dili ko niya gina-attack personally, but lantaw na niya nga I need to improve in my work. So that is why you take that advice to heart and learn from it, and do not kanang ayog pagluong og kanang kasakit ana nga tao, kay ang yan ang ginahunahon na is for you to improve.
Yes.
So as an aspiring public sector leader, so that you would want to provide innovation to your respective offices, it's important that we look at the bigger picture, what is best for the office and not for ourselves.
Okay. Now, aside from that, are there any resources, tools, or networks you can recommend for professionals who are looking to promote innovation in the public sectors?
So far, when I introduced innovation to my office, actually it was more on my experience as a student government, a student leader, as a volunteer. But it's important also to note that trainings, pursuing a higher academic degree would be great, because it tends to provide you with research, and you would also have an avenue for fora. But for those who have, yung license, they have that, kanang importante mo sila kanang mga CPD. So they always have that continuing education. But for public administration, since we do not have PRC license, but we only need the civil service eligibility, it's important that we attend trainings, symposium, so that dili gyud mataya ang amo ang because there are really new innovations or technology would importante sa amo ang line of work sa administrative na processes.
Now, as we look to further discussion, how do you envision the public sector evolving, and what role do you think innovative approaches will play in shaping and improving public services?
For me, I envision the public sector to be a professional environment, such as those we are working in the mga BPOs, and even in big corporate companies, because sometimes namagay ka ng toto ang mga tao nga basta gobyerno kanang ate, kuya, asawa ba mo sunod sa gobyerno kay maluwig ta, publiki siya na, pero sometimes magud ang atong hunahon is we need to professionalize the government more so than the private. Kay namagud sa gobyerno ang kanang mga like mga valuable bitaw na mga needs sa katawhan, like kanang water, ang atong water services, atong electrical services should be kanang government unta para dili kay siya mahal because it's subsidized by the taxes that we pay. But sometimes kana lagi na nahulog man gud nga
Other company.
naay kanang biases na sa government ba nga inato ang paagi. So
Yes.
I envision that 10 years from now, hopefully, that the government would be a corporate environment.
Unta madunggan ta, no? Exciting, if ever, if given the chance 10 years from now, that will happen. And also, I heard that you are also teaching here in USDP as part-time.
Yes.
Now, do you have any plans or ideas for further innovation on your own teaching career?
So far, I volunteered to, or even applied to be a teacher here or a part-time instructor in this university because I want to give back to my community. Actually, that's the main reason. I want to. Every time I have my class, my first day would be to introduce that I've been a high school graduate here, a college graduate here,
USDP product.
Yes,
Yeah.
because I'm really proud to give back to my community and inspire that these students would also be future leaders at their own respective fields, and that at the same time look back at the community because that I'm also a board member of the alumni association.
Yes.
So sometimes the difference that we see in other universities and here in USDP is that yung mga alumni umaalis, hindi na sila naghatag bitaw kanang bigger project here at the university, and we're planning to change that kind of mindset. In fact, our generation would like to, even though we don't have that financial capacity yet,
Not yet.
our skills, our affiliations, our networks, we would like to help improve the university and yes, give back to the alma mater that made us grow to who we are.
Okay, that's very fantastic, no? Now, finally, what final career advice can you give to our trailblazers about your experience driving innovation in the public sector or your thoughts on the importance of improving public services through innovation?
For me, as the branding of being a trailblazer is that you should be true to yourself, pursue that passion in your heart, and always think of giving back to the community, not just for ourselves. Even in the office, I would always say that do not grab any credit that magunaw na ka nga proud ka kay nakaabot og inana ka level ang opisina tungod sa imong kayod. Pero ang unaw na nato is not just ikaw lang but you're a team, and that you should be thinking of a bigger picture. You should, as a trailblazer, we should contribute to the improvement of the community, of our society, that we should not be blind or deaf to the problems in our society. And if we are we as graduates of this university should help in contributing and solving that problem, especially that ang university nagtudlo sa ato ang innovation, technology, and in what ways that we could improve the life of the people in Cagayan de Oro especially.
Okay. Now, thank you so much, Ms. RC Tsini, for sharing your valuable insights and experiences with us today, especially being not a credit grabber, mag-share gyud kung unsay naa, and then everything that you do, and I hope our trailblazer will be inspired and motivation, no? Now, it has been an inspiring conversation on driving innovation in the public sector and improving public services. Now, we wish you continued success in your endeavors.
Thank you so much for having me tonight in your program. I hope that my fellow trailblazers will also be inspired of being a public servant to others, even if they have their own businesses or even at their houses, that they could also serve others.
For sure. So before we wrap up, I want to remind all our viewers about the incredible resources and support available at the USCP Career Center. Whether you're a student, alumni, or professional seeking career guidance, the Career Center is here to assist you on your path to success. Make sure to follow us on Facebook at USCP Career Center and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more career advice, alumni stories, and upcoming episodes of Alumni Talks. You can also visit our website at www.uscp.edu.ph/career center to access a wealth of career resources, job listing, and network opportunities. Remember, your career journey is a continuous evolution, and the USCP Career Center is here to guide and empower you every step of the way. Keep striving, keep growing, and keep reaching for your dreams. Thank you for joining us today, and join us next time as we continue to explore the remarkable journeys of our accomplished alumni. Until then, keep dreaming big and nurturing your ideas. Good night, Trailblazers!